I'm in a buy on ES right now. We have a JGX signal. I've got the YouTube chat up. I kind of want to put on like the Discord chat or something so I can talk to you guys, but you've got the YouTube chat for now. Because I'm going to make a recording on how to do all the things in terms of different versions of the breakout strategy, etc., etc. And I chose YouTube because last few Tuesdays I've made all kinds of mistakes. So many mistakes. Hola. I'm already in a buy on ES because we had a, actually, let me go to new share. Let me see if I can't just share a portion. Hey, Scott or Perry, how are you? Oh, I'm gonna get knocked out of this stupid buy. I just came on real quick, guys, to do the 8 p.m. breakout that we've been doing. Maybe answer a couple of questions, and of course, to kind of talk a little bit about it. Because before we get ready to automate it, I think it's going to be super important you guys have the basic understanding. So we've got about 8 more minutes now. I probably started too early, but I made so many mistakes getting this up. It was probably worth it. Have you done 8 p.m. or any Sydney kind of sessions before or any futures yet? Really, it's not super complex. I like lots of different times of day, which I think is what will help us quite a bit. Is this, for example, is 2:30. No one else is talking about that. And anybody who tries to say it was them is going to say, nope, it was me. But this is literally 2:30. Now, granted, I'm only on the 1 minute because, well, there's so much volume right now. Like there's a crap ton of volume. Let me turn this down a smidge. There we go. Got it. You can actually do this. This is 2:30 p.m. 12:30 I don't think was as good today, and I don't know if I have it marked. That's 9:30, and then 12:30 is 12:30 kind of jumped around. It kind of gave us the false. This is 12:30. I was on the 2 minute, so that's the box we broke down and continued. This is 2:30. We broke down and continued. And now we're waiting for 8 p.m. So hopefully we get this nice little bounce up, but on the bigger time frames, if I disable all that stuff, okay, we're really close to the lows, so we might grab those first. Or maybe they're too obvious to have a target and we don't buy them. We don't come down yet to get them. But this is where the next liquidity is, which is pretty far down, considering overnight we're already up 1.5%. That's wild. Super wild to be up that much. Hey, Donna. I kind of want to put on Discord so I could hear you guys talk. Because that's the best part of Zoom is like, I can hear you guys talk. I wonder if that would work. You guys want to test it? We might have to remove this YouTube just if I'm going to play around a little bit, but it's just our people, so I don't care what anybody thinks. We're here for us. Hold on. Somebody go to the audio hangout on Telegram and see if we're still in there. Something's going off. Still in this buy. This is my Tradeovate account. Still in this buy right here and take profit. That's my pro account. Just babying it. We'll see. I should protect it before 8 p.m. I've got 5 minutes left. Holy God, there's a lag on YouTube though. watching it off screen. That's a pretty decent. I wonder how many seconds that is. We'll see. Manage that. I do have some weird settings kind of that I'm testing. I've tried all kinds of them. Right now there's a lot of points and volume on the table, so I don't mind having a little bit more, but auto break even, I turned it to negative for now. We'll see. Hello. Manage that. I do have some weird settings kind of that I'm testing. I've tried all kinds of them. Right now there's a lot of points and volume on the table, so I don't mind having a little bit more, but auto break even, I turned it to negative for now. We'll see. Hello. Manage that. I do have some weird settings kind of that I'm testing. I've tried all kinds of them. Donna, I had to leave the Hangout because you didn't mute your actual YouTube before we went on there. So I left the Hangout. I left you in there by yourself. Actually, that's what I've been testing. That's one of the reasons I have so many accounts is I've got a handful of PA accounts from a couple different brokers. I wanted to see how they work. I'll say again that honestly, for real, I like Take Profit Trader. You can have a good day, withdrawal in a day, and I like Blue Guardian because you withdraw every week or every other week, depending on what you're doing. And it's very simple. Apex is cool though if you want to like test automation. It's very cheap if you really want to learn end of day drawdown or like trailing drawdown. Please use 6FTC if you're buying any of those. The links are in the link tree. Let's build an army. Let's prove that we can do it better than the big mouths on YouTube. Let's prove that we can do it better than all the crazy people out there. Good to see you guys. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting the lag now on YouTube too, because I'm watching on screen and I pulled this on my screen, I don't know how many seconds or minutes ago, and you guys still cannot see it. So that's a pretty decent lag. It just now pulled on screen. I wonder what to do about that. Probably not use Zoom. I wouldn't be using Zoom. Because maybe. But we'll see. I need to get back to break even on that account on the day. In theory, this is going to start trailing up pretty quick. Want just a little bit more. And I've got 2 more minutes left. Hopefully we get just a little bit more of a push. And then I'll just keep trailing up. So as long as I'm hitting my major target, I'm okay with that. And this will keep moving with it, which I think is pretty cool. It just takes so much time to kind of practice that on Tradeovate. But I'm just hanging out. We're going to do the 8 p.m. breakout real quick and then answer any questions and then pop off. I'm going to use YouTube to record this because I tried Zoom last time. It took like 2 hours to upload. I have been hating the updates to Descript here lately. You can ask my team, they're wild, and I figured why not do it. So, but how many seconds of a lag do you guys have? Oh, don't knock me out. Give me a little bit more. 650. 1 ES contract. Push up. 1 minute until 8 p.m. Because of how much volume there is right now, I've been doing the smaller time frames a lot more. So you see how that's popping up automatically. It'll keep popping up. It's gonna knock me out, but that's okay, so I can get to the 8 p.m. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm out. Coulda, woulda, shoulda got slightly more. And there it goes to continue. You brat. You big brat. Okay, it's 8 p.m. So this is going to paint here in about a millisecond or so. Got our new candle appearing. I could probably shut down some of this stuff, turn back on my indicators. Got it. I'm on the 2-minute time frame. Of course, we can take the 1-minute time frame or the 2. There's enough volume right now to just take the 1. 20 seconds till that candle closes. How big? That's a 10-second lag from my screen on YouTube. I think that's a pretty big lag. So we're pushing up. We're trying. Let's see. Point of control is just slightly higher than this, but that's your break. You haven't closed below yet, but that's your break. So that's your sell. And it happened before I could even do anything. To the 2-minute I go. It hit full target on the 1 minute. Done. But that's because price is moving so fast. So fast. So I'm gonna go the 2-minute now. We got 30 seconds left on the 2-minute time frame, and I'm literally just going to buy or sell whatever direction this starts to break. That's it. You can use the 50% as the stop loss. You can use the full range as the stop loss. You have an endless amount of options. But you just want to make sure you have at least a 1-to-1 R to R. At the end of the day, that's your only goal. Kind of filled most of that imbalance. We're starting to break to the downside. Oh. So 2 minutes till that candle closes. But that's what this is what it would look like. You'd be entering in here, depending on what your contract would be. And I'm not logged in on any broker on this Tradeovate to even take it. But you're going to hit your target so quick anyways. Too quick. You're out. And then you'd be done. And then your job is to not trade anymore. I didn't even get a chance to log into any of that stuff. None of it. None whatsoever. I have BG, but for Forex, I'm not a big regular pairs. I haven't traded almost any Forex. I take 2 trades a week for the copycat thing, and that's it. I think if you're holding this, you've already got your points. I didn't even get a chance to log into anything or do all that stuff. I was busy testing other things, but this is your target way down here. Big picture. Doesn't mean we can't pull up a little bit. So back to the 2, now to the 5. We've broken out. 1 minute played out. Done. 2-minute played out. Done. 3-minute. Done. 5. Let that finish building. And since we have so much volume, 15 is fine too. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch 15 on this time frame. Scott, why are you asking about automation on NQ? I technically have automation already for NQ. But right now, it's such a wild market. It's such a risky thing to have. Like, you have to have enough capital, like a lot of capital, because this one candle will blow, especially if something happens. Gone. Okay, well, while we wait for this 5-minute candle to form, I have 30 seconds left. I wanted to see what YouTube did. It's about a 15 to 20-second delay from what I can tell, because my screen is showing me 44 and off screen it's like 24. That's a pretty big difference if you're just watching the candle time. Pretty big difference on what it's giving you. So it's about a 20-second delay from Zoom, which is absolutely wild. But here's what I'm doing. So hopefully my team can kind of take this down, chop it up, do everything else. I know that they're working on like some kind of a template and all this other things. I could not do everything I do without them. Seriously, they are my superheroes. But I'm going to go to NQ. Something off the books. First things first, this indicator is one of the only ones on the market you can actually automate. And as the next ones update, you'll be able to see why. But let's say you have a $150,000 account and you wanted to risk $500, you type in $500. If you have a bigger account, you can risk more. Obviously, we want to be careful because we're not trying to risk everything. 2-minute time frame. So this is going to tell you, hey, you can use 2 contracts if you're risking $1,000 on this whole range, which means you can use 4 if you're only using half of that, right? This would be to 2 to 1 or 1.5 to 1 if you're risking mid-range. And obviously that's the 4 or 5 to 1 with just how much that moved. So definitely not a bad way to be at all. But once you have it set up, obviously you have to know the time zone. Let me move my little Zoom box out of the way. But this right here is going to be super important based off of where you live. I can't decide twice a year. It will change because of daylight savings time, and it'll stay changed and wrong for about 2 to 3 weeks. That's on you to figure out. We just had to switch this back multiple times because of daylight savings time. And I was traveling at the time, so my time zones were all over the place. I didn't know what day was up or down, but all pretty simple. Ultimately, if I took everything off this screen, all this is a breakout box. But what makes it different is how it will function with information, because information is the most valuable thing. So it's the same thing if we were trading in this zone and we said, hey, we wanted to get out of this zone, and there's no particular time, you're just in a zone. You're saying, hey, if we break above, I want to buy. If we break below, I want to sell. If we respect that midline and keep retesting into it and then push up, I'm going to buy off of the midline. And that will work all day or a short period of time. At the end of the day, that's up to you. Hence the reason we have it set to where you can keep it really small or so big that you're like, oh my gosh, there's nothing on the screen. So pretty cool there. Breakout. I promised them I would make a big video on how to do the breakout indicators. If you have questions, comments, and all that stuff. Donna, how many seconds is the lag? Definitely worth mentioning. I was looking at the lag and I missed, well, the whole 8 p.m. moves, all of them. So I didn't even get a chance to do what I was trying to do. So it is what it is, though. I'll do better because this doesn't take very many minutes. Sometimes you end up sitting still for a while, but it doesn't take very many minutes at the end of the day. But okay, back to breakout. If you look at this like consolidation, please keep in mind, number one, I know the internet's going viral with Orb and 15-minute. Everyone's trying to, do that. But just so you guys know, London breakout's been around forever. There's also been Big Dog, which was a New York breakout strategy. There's been straddle strategies around news and other events like that. And ultimately, they're all the same. It's just how you apply them, different indicators and tools and weapons in your arsenal that you're using to capitalize on it really is all it comes down to. So I like this because unlike other strategies, as you guys know, a lot of us, including some of the people who have made the most money, use JGS or JGX, my tried and true strategy that is remarkably comparable to some of the best traders in the world. We've had it for years. A lot of people have made 6 and 7 figures with it. It's amazing. But the problem is it sets up so many times a day, you find yourself over trading. The benefit of like a breakout window is you get to decide, hey, New York, London, Sydney, post lunch for Wall Street lunch kind of is what you can call it. Here's what I'm going to trade. If my setup doesn't happen and then pay me out, I'm managing accordingly. I'm not trading. And then you don't get stuck in all the chop. If this happens to be a choppy day, cool. You ended up not trading, just pretending like this is the moment. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all we're doing. How you use that box again, you can use the break, you can use the close, you can use the break, extend above, and retest, right? You have to be careful. And you can also do break/wick into, which counts as a retest. So technically that's 4 methods on the break and of course on that midline on any of these breakout sessions. So that's pretty cool. To put it back on now, to remove this. Boom, that tanked. Boom, I caught some of that buy. None of the bigger sell though. So rude. So rude. Okay. These lines are literally just one extension lines from this range. Now, could we go and develop a whole bunch more? Yes. And on your winning days, that's awesome. But the reality is we want to be in and out of the market really, really quickly. And essentially that's what we're trying to do. So can this continue go on and on and on? Yes. But the point is by the time you get to 50% or one range, you should be locked, trailed, scaled, or whatever, and let the rest fall where it's going to fall. Everyone's talking all woohoo about certain aspects of, hey, this moved 15 times past this opening range. Sure, but that's a this week thing. That's not something that happens in most weeks of your trading career. In fact, we can call it the Trump reign even, but it didn't happen the vast majority of last year. It doesn't happen the vast majorities of many years. And that's something we need to keep in mind. So learning how to trade in all markets is a big part of that. So, but that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a whole bunch more. Hey, Harold, you want to trade at 8 p.m.? Hey, William. Hey, guys. This is all I do. So there's going to be some nights I have soccer practice and stuff, and there's already people in our community who kind of just jump on and they do 8 p.m. They hopefully they'll do it a little bit in the audio chat on the Discord, but for the next foreseeable many weeks, I'm going to be gone at 8 p.m. for soccer practice because I'm volunteer coaching for the little league. And then the other nights we have Boy Scouts or the more competitive league for soccer. So that should be lots of field time and hopefully not too many sunburn freckles, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. At least 20 seconds. Not good. Not good. Okay, well, this happened so fast that it wasn't even worth hanging out or talking about. But here, this is the 2-minute time frame. That's the time frame I primarily use on futures. I use JGS, well, JGX more accurately. I use my breakout, the six-figure trading coach breakout session indicator because it gives me 4 to 5 entries a day per set, per one of those sessions. And then I have one other thing that is not released yet, and I think all of them have a ton of really good potential. The only problem with JGX and then of course Inside Out is there's just so many setups where this kind of puts you in a box, literally. You'll notice that in a market like this, every pair was perfect. But whoever says that's going to work every day is full of it because it's not going to work every day. Just right now, it happens to be. So only right now, literally 16,005. Yeah, you want to see my target? Are you going to NQ? I think we're going to take the lows. 16,682. What do you think? This area was already retested. 16,682. And you guys know how I feel about my little areas of interest if I go to the line chart. 16,080.20. I want to see it break through and stay through here. Hold on. Let's mark it. I want to see it stay through and break through here as a target. Beyond that, I want to see it stay through and break through here. And then back to our candles. Then I would be targeting the actual low. But with the way this market's moving, I wouldn't be surprised to see us take out the extreme lows, which is all the way down here. Because everyone's calling this big move a dead cat bounce or whatever. I've never even heard that. So I have no idea. But huge move. All of this craziness, overnight action. But remember, I think if we hit this, we'll already have hit the circuit breakers on the day. Because overnight, so we've got to go to 430. Nope, we can hit this and not hit the circuit breakers. So that's a pretty reasonable target with how things have been moving. That's only 4%. In theory, of course, always in theory. I mean, 15, that's 5%. I hit target 2-minute breakout now on 5-minute breakout MES. MES is smooth, Donna, and it pays. I did phenomenal, what is it, yesterday on just 2 contracts of MES, testing all those settings. Did not do so great, business day today. Was in the red on most of my accounts, except for a couple of my funded ones that I wasn't trading that way at all. But MES is easy. And in this market, you don't even need minis. You don't even need them. You definitely don't. I can't wait till the people get over like these weeks and then they have to go to the regular weeks and they're like, oh, I didn't know. I was surprised we actually didn't have a gap. I was surprised too. I almost turned on the US30 copier and I was like, I can't do it. I couldn't do it because on US30, which they're calling the boomer index, what is that? What is that? We opened here. I was like, no, can't do it. Too big of a move on both sides. And all you're going to need is one candle like this and then the spreads to open up. Because when this candle happened, this candle's not the problem on FX. It's this candle plus the spread, which is, you know, infinitely bigger than that. And that'll blow anybody's account. Like, unless you're trading a 0.01 on 50K or 100K, your account is gone. Anybody's account. Hit my target. Don, are you trading TPT? I know, right? Boomers index. I loved US30 for so long. I feel so bad for it. Like, how can people want to make fun of it? I feel bad. We shouldn't clown. That's it. I was planning on being a little bit longer, but that happened so fast that it was like, well, that was over. I didn't even get set up on my other stuff. I was busy. More slang kids be saying, no, it's what the Sigma, my dude. What the Sigma. We can be cool, Kurt. Noah laughs at me all the time. All the time. That's it. I promise I'll hop on maybe 5 minutes early if I do another 8 p.m. and I'll have logged in maybe on this platform as well. But I wasn't logged in here because I was still holding my buy elsewhere, so I didn't want to log out and then miss my access to it. And to be honest, guys, I trade mostly on Tradeovate. TradingView has a lag. So if I'm going to be moving real funds, I don't want to mostly trade on Tradeovate because anybody who's been trading, like, these features aren't bad. Like why is it not on? Oh, because I'm not logged into anything. The stop loss and stuff isn't bad. Like, I do like how solid it is. I like how it functions, like on my AMP account, but I don't love trading it. I would trade it on Tradeovate or on Ninja. And I've done a lot of testing and a lot of failing to figure that out. A lot of testing and a lot of failing. But don't listen to me. Go try it yourself. Go watch how this feels. Especially in a market like this, go watch the price action. I can't with that bussin'. They have whole sentences, Kurt, that make literally no sense. Literally none. It makes just none. I don't understand. These words will fly from their mouths, and you're like trying to piece it together like some oriental puzzle going, huh? A Rubik's Cube is easier to solve than this. And the worst part is they think they're cool saying it. Really, they sound like they have like some kind of impediment and probably need medical attention. But you can't tell them that because then you're not cool enough anymore. Not cool enough at all. But I'm supposed to mention a secret code tonight, which is futures. So you guys know what to do with that code. And we've given away, like, I think close to $500,000 in prop firms. We've given away, gosh, we have another one we're giving away tomorrow. And the one-on-one tomorrow, Kurt, I will message you back in terms of a time. The lag is horrible. Only updates every 5 seconds. On TradingView? It's 5 seconds on TradingView, Kurt? Or on this YouTube? Yeah, it takes forever to get a question too. And I like having like somebody on here. That's what I'm on here for, is the community. So for real, for real. Hey, I said that when I was young too, though. My brothers would make me cry because I'd be like, no, for real, for real. Oh, what was it? And then he wouldn't let me finish. He would be like, no, for fake. And I was, no, seriously, for real, for real, for real. And he would just mess with me so bad. And I'd be trying so hard to tell them a story or talk. You know, something I've done so much of my life is talk, talk, talk. And I would be like literally tears in my eyes going, no, seriously. A lot of big brothers, tons of them. So many. Highly don't recommend. Well, I guess, yeah, I wouldn't trade my life for the world. Would not. But what were we talking about? The lag on TradingView is bad, or the lag on this stream? I know the lag on this stream is bad, so I won't do it this way again, but are you talking about all good? Yeah, TradingView. I won't trade on here for that reason. I learned my lesson. It's great for starting out, but I don't love it. So I trade mostly on Tradeovate, directly onto Tradeovate or Ninja. But we shall see. All right, anybody have any questions, comments on the breakout? I know you can't talk to me, which that kind of sucks. There should be some button that like lets a streamer like chat in or something, but there's not. So questions about the breakout, particularly questions about different sessions, particularly, or uses, particularly, put it in the chat. And if not, hi, Sandra. Did you trade this week? I traded EN, a couple winning FX trades on the copycat. I have not traded any index trades, and this is why. Right now we're down 2%. And if I go up to the hour and I turn all this off, we've been within calling distance of circuit breakers all week. And this candle isn't the only problem. Like if you're sizing down, you can in theory handle this one candle. But when this one candle happens on FX, the problem is the spread is about this big. Okay. When this one big 1,000-point candle happens on FX, it's not this size, it's this size. And if you're trying to mirror that and now you have a lag, so let's minimize this just for conversation purposes a little bit. So this is already what's happening with your broker. By the time it goes through a copy service, API or on site with an EA, there it is. If you're going through an EA, it looks like it's this big. And then the delay, and actually I probably should do something even cooler. If you're using an EA copier or you're copying, not only is it, let's just delete this one. Hold on. Just to learn because it's such a real topic. Let me delete that. I'm literally going to duplicate this. Hold on. I don't know why y'all can't see that. Clone it. Okay, so now we've got it twice. So on FX, if this was your original candle, your spread is right there. If you're copying it, by the time you get it, you're anywhere in this window. But when you're using lagging technologies and all those brokers are freezing out, not only is it outsized, but it's off placed. So now you've got this range that is, 5 times larger than a 20 times candle. And it wasn't worth the risk. So we've got a long track record saying, hey, we've had crappy weeks, we've got good, bad, and ugly, but we're not going to make any dumb decisions. So I don't mind sitting it out for a few days. I almost did it today, but I was like, no, I can't do it. Can't put people's accounts in jeopardy because some people have an exponentially large amount of money attached, a very large amount of money, the kind of money that I would feel treacherous over. And they're managing it well. So they have a very low lot size. They'll scale in if they like what they see. They know how to close and mitigate or hedge if they don't. Like they're doing some amazing things. I'm talking multiple 6 figures and one person has 7. Like that's a lot of money. Worth being a little bit smart about. Little bit smart about. But yeah, you're all good. Reset it on Friday and just be patient. Like don't be the person who's like, oh my gosh, I didn't get any trades. This isn't worth it or I quit. Long term, if you will look at ES over the course of a year, we are still doing exponentially better than ES, especially if you're going to factor in this, okay? This is what a real chart looks like, but most people quit here where they sell their Bitcoin here and then they're like, oh, Bitcoin's a scam when it goes to here. You just weren't part of that party because you sold here. So right now we're here. We're at the top of our equity chart, thank God. But still, just some weeks are stagnant. Some weeks there's no progress. And if we're gonna have no progress anyways and be like fighting the market, I've done really well manually, but automation I have turned down or turned off or scaled in most directions because it just wasn't worth it. But I do have, let's see if it's up and running. Up and running, bear with me. Let's go to, it worked. In multiple screens. So we've got the Dragonfly totally ready now. It's running on MT5, which I've never had it before on MT5. Everything I run currently is mirrored through so many different loops of a server for MT4. So this is going to be exciting. To give you an idea, it's up, I don't know, 20-ish, what is that, 20% or so in about 2.5 weeks. Max drawdown at the time, I think, was still less than 1.5%. And that's including all of this chaos, okay? The world's most crazy chaos. That's the whole point of this automation. So I'm super excited about it. But this is the only FX really I'm going to be doing is stuff like that. I'll have that running, Sniper Pro running, just to give me off-risk capital, US30 running, and then everything else is futures and or long-term, and then businesses and real estate. That's the plan, Stan. Slowly trying to build an empire. Very, very slowly. Any guesses whether or not this thing will calm down? I think it has to calm down. But some people, when I was taking the Series 65, there's this thing called a trough, right? Let's go to the, what is it? 1 month. Okay. We have these, this looks like it goes up forever, and maybe technically it does, but inside of this 1 month candle is a good week or two period where it's just sitting still inside of this big, I mean, that's a catastrophic candle. I cannot foresee it closing that size. We've got to pull back up because that's record breaking. I don't know what it is in percentage wise, but that is huge in percentage wise. But the point is we have this period up and then this, you have uptrend, downtrend, but you have a trough. You have this more still period before we get this next move up. So this is a move down, but you have this nice little consolidation. So I think, is this going to slow down? I don't know, because we're trading the mouth at this point. I think we're trading a rumor far too often. So it's 2023. China expects to reach an agreement eventually. I don't know how this, if I sent you that and you were my boss and said, hey, I expect to have my job done eventually, I don't think that would make headlines on your desk. But this is like the things that make headlines here just blows my mind, but it does. And we're trading things like that. We're trading rumors. We're trading he said, she said, Twitter did what? And that's going to create swings because it's still a very emotional market. And I don't think that's going anywhere. At least not for right now. At least not anytime soon. 5-minute target is about to get hit, and I missed the 1 minute and the 2 minute. So this is going to show you what that looks like. Not do you always have to wait for the break and close. You don't have to wait for the close. You don't always have to wait for the retest. You don't always have to wait for the extension. The idea is create your mental idea, okay? Get your own direction. Don't just listen to me, the next guy, how big or how small, but figure out how your eyes see it best. Go to that midpoint. If you keep seeing, hey, we're in a downward move, I think we're targeting yesterday's lows, et cetera, et cetera. If we retest this again and have strong rejection, I'll take it off the midline, right? You can say, hey, I want to be an in and out trader. I want to take it at the break, not the retest. You can take it literally at the break and set like a pending order right there and a pending order right there. You don't even have to wait. You don't even have to be present if you're using the right brokers. So there's that. You can say, hey, wait, we broke down and closed, and now we retest it with the wick. I'll take it. You can say we extended far enough away, at least 50%, and retested. I'll take that. It gives you 4 different methods to take off the break point or the midline if you choose. So really, at the end of the day, it's up to you. And now you can say, hey, I got my little bit, my 10 points, or I kept going forever and ever. Amen. The 230. I like the 230. I took the 230. This right here. I took that. This was wild. This was huge. 142 ticks. That's a crap ton of a move. That's on the 5-minute too. 2 minute. And 1 minute. Because even in the 1 minute, it just broke down, retested not quite to that 50%, and just took off. It was gone. Super gone. Super, super gone. But that's it. I don't want to be the next person on YouTube just, dancing for dollars or buying people's attention. I know like everybody, I'm obsessed with trading too, and I love learning and watching things, probably way less than the next guy, I guess I should say, honestly. But at the end of the day, like trading was meant to help us have financial freedom and time freedom. So ultimately, I want to be the person that helps us get our pips, points, percentages, dollars, whatever you want to call it, get in and out of the market, or hey, we have to walk away, which is the hardest part. Here's how I'm managing it, and I'm going to walk away. I'm either going to win this trade or I'm going to lose this trade. And I don't need to sit and watch it and get, crazy over it. It's fine. It'll do what it's going to do and go away and have time freedom. Because otherwise, you drive yourself nuts. And I definitely can say I've been doing that as we learn a new management stuff. Because management's the key. I don't think any of it has to do with entry. I think all of it has to do with management for the most part. Well, most of it. Very, very much most of it. You too, huh? Kurt, I don't want to know how you're doing that on Tradeovate though, because it doesn't look like you're using any automatic management. Or are you? Are you using Tradeovate's ATM? Because it's crazy to see how it works. I missed the one from cooltradingtools.com. It was so clean and concise and ATR based. It was awesome. Made me feel like a smart person. This makes me feel mathematically inadequate, underinformed. Definitely not intelligent trying to manage this in points and ticks. And even if you had a great setting, it wouldn't work on this week because the candles are too big. We've moved more in a day overnight tonight than we did in a week and a month before. Mentally challenged. That's a good word. Yeah. It's called the futures tick and point table area. So it's this right here. And our update includes this. It includes actually something I'm not going to talk about just yet, which will help you, like if you're managing your trade by the current candle, like we call it a signal candle, right? Which is just not something that exists anywhere. That's why I paid to have it built, is how to get the best contract size if you're, let's say you're taking JGX, you've got this break, you've got this retest, you're entering in here. I did enter in here. Shoulda, coulda, woulda managed better and got a little bit more, but I got out, what did we say, somewhere on this pullback, so not quite the whole amount. You need to know what contract size to use. You need to know what the ATR is. And the ATR has never been more important than it is right now because a 10-point stop loss simply isn't enough in this market right now. It's just not. This is PM session, and that's still 10 points for half of a range on a 1-minute time frame. Which just gives, it doesn't even use the high. If you're trying to use the high on a mini, that's $1,500 on ES from the edge. It's a huge amount of money. Hey, Kurt, I know how to get a demo for Tradeovate. Best decision I ever did. So much fun too. So much fun. You can have a demo on Tradeovate, but you have to choose it from Tradeovate. So log into Tradeovate, like create an account on Tradeovate, and then you can have a demo on Tradeovate. You can do the same thing with Ninja. Technically, you can log into both of them respectively, but the Ninja one won't link to TradeZella. Only the Tradeovate one will. So huge, huge difference. That's where I started testing everything. Plus, I needed a way to kind of keep track of all this stuff. Tradeovate has it. So go create a Tradeovate account, sign all their agreements as if you're going to create a live account. Then don't create the live account. Just do the demo. And then there you go. Saves so much time and money. Seriously, totally worth it. Let's see if we don't get a JGX. And that's another thing we're building. We're using JGX to send out the alerts, which technically, again, the whole point of that is to be able to automate it. So maybe set it up to where you'll take 3 a day, with these conditions or something. Anything to help people make monies that you don't have to work for, I'm 100% in. Like 100%. Because it's time freedom. It's financial freedom. It's all of it. I don't think trading is hard. I think the psychology is hard. That's what makes prop firms hard. The psychology that goes into it. This is not going to give us it. We made a lower low. We wicked down. We came down again. Hold on. Let me see where the point of control is and what the volume stuff is telling me. Where the value area low is in here. So we're definitely pushing down now. We just wicked up, couldn't break it. And if this closes below it, we got some more. We already know all the targets. Same thing on here. We already know all these targets. Every one of them. So this will be fun to see. Fun to see if we come down and push that much more. It's a ton of money on the table. There's your break. I wonder how much more it's going to give you. At least to here. At least to there. That's huge. Even if you wanted, are we on, oh, that's NQ. It's 160 points. Even using the high, that's still 2.5 to 1. Granted, no one's using that. I mean, you could if you did 1 micro, but more conservatively, that's still 70 points. 70-point stop loss on a 2-minute chart. I bet you people swore on their lives last week they would never agree to that. But this week, you cannot avoid it. That is wild. All right, guys, I just wanted to do I'm at a 2 to 1 on NQ sell currently. You're locked. Good job. Kurt, one of my conditions on JG, like for using JGS or JGX, whatever, for futures is the break of that trend. Like, so if I'm taking the actual break of the candle, I need it to break a previous trend, close and continue. If I'm taking one in continuation, I need it to break that kind of retest area or the MACD, for example. And it's helping me tighten those stop losses a lot better. But I'm still not holding for anything like a 2 to 1. I'm nowhere near that. My stats don't lie. It's because I'm over managing. So like once I'm in, I'm locking it too quickly, which is fine because and I think that's my problem is I have so many years of like super good accuracy. You know, I've got 80s and 90% accuracy. I never learned how to lose. I never learned how to like lose without blowing up on a prop. Because you're not actually blowing up, you're blowing up the prop, sure, but you wouldn't actually blow up on a live account. That would never happen on a live account. So that psychology is like stupid hard to get over. So I need to get over the whole lock this versus here's my trade. I'm going to let it get to at least 1.5 or 2 to 1 instead of all of this. I locked, I got a baby bit. And then the worst part is since I didn't get as much as I wanted, I end up getting back in at the worst time, pulls against you, you know, and I keep making that same mistake over and over again. Somebody needs to pop me on the head. But I'm going to fix it. And I can still make a crap ton of money still while making that mistake, so I'll take it. 100 points was good for the day, yeah. It is the stop loss. Is that how big your stop loss is? 100 points right now? You'd have to have a huge stop loss. That's the 2-minute break, 5-minute break, and I think we've done form the 15-minute. I was going to stay on about 15 minutes. Just to prove that you guys, it can be done. So here's your 15-minute. I'd really want to see it retest into that, but because we had so much consolidation, this nice little box, I definitely want to see it retest into that before I'm looking for the all-time lows. All right, well, Zoom and YouTube suck together. The lag is just too long. It makes me feel lonely. Talking to myself, and then something happens on the screen, and I'm looking over there going, holy cow, that happened a long time ago. Holy cow. But that's it. I wanted to pop on real quick and do the 8 p.m. thing with you guys just to show you it's really simple. If you have questions, comments, whatever. There was another couple of guys in the group, and he melted my heart. I don't want to butcher his name. I know his Discord name isn't his actual name, but he's been doing some pretty amazing things with this breakout, and it's mostly been in Asian sessions. So I'm super grateful and I'm super honored. If you have questions, comments, put them in the Discord. Of course, if you're not already in the Discord, it's free and public to join the public one. Please, for the love of God, don't fall for anybody DMing you. I barely DM regular people back who I like a lot. There's no way I'm reaching out and DMing anybody else, even if I like you too. There's nothing that I do that's not in my link tree. I'm never asking for anything. So for the love of God, protect yourself because I can't protect you. I can't. You have to protect you. So please know that. Otherwise, that's where everything's going to be. And happy trading. And maybe we'll jump on tomorrow, pre-market or something. Look at some volume. Oh, no, because there's an announcement call and stuff, so maybe not tomorrow, but we shall see. So happy trading. Happy Wednesday. Take care and God bless. Bye, guys. 89 points for a stop loss. That's freaking wild. That would have been a day. Yeah. That's a whole day. Welcome to the new market.